everyone, Robert Ferringo with Doc Sports, here with my partner in crime, who's just oozing sexuality over there, Raphael Esparza, college basketball handicapper extraordinaire. Here we are bringing you your college hoops handicapping extravaganza. We will have free plays at the end of the video. Down in the description, make sure to click the link to Doc Sports to claim your $60 free to use towards your Doc Sports house account. As always, that can be used for any handicapper, any sport, any package that you want. We just gave you $60 free. You're welcome. Take advantage of it. All right, Raphael, we're going to make this one kind of quick because my Syracuse Orange 15.5-point underdogs are leading Duke with 14 minutes left to go in the game. I'm not sure if you've been paying attention about Michigan and Indiana, also a wild game. Indiana was down 17 points with 12 minutes left. They are now up 3. It's madness, right? This is what we're in for.
I'm watching reruns of Beat Bobby Flay. I'm not watching college hoops right now.
You 100% would be. I believe that 100%. I don't think that's a joke. But all right, we're gonna stay in the ACC. So we were talking about Syracuse and Duke. Game that jumped out at me was Virginia Tech against Notre Dame tonight at 7 o'clock. Notre Dame, the higher seed, opened as a favorite. Money coming in on Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is now a 1.5-point favorite. Now, Virginia Tech advanced thanks to that overtime buzzer beater last night against Clemson. Raphael, is this kind of that recency effect that we've talked about? Is that why they're favored in this game?
I think so. I mean, I think it's a little bit overreaction. Let's face it, Luma, I don't know if I butchered his name. If he wasn't cramping the whole game, I think it would have been a totally different ball game. Yesterday for Virginia Tech. I don't think they would have needed that shot in an overtime. I think they would have probably won that game. So I think it's a little bit overreaction, but I like the way Notre Dame comes in winners of 3 out of 4, covering 4 of their last 5. How much of the gas tank does Brett Tech have left after that emotional win and stuff like that? I think it's the Fighting Irish or nothing in this one. No disrespect to Tech, but I think that's a little bit anomaly what happened yesterday.
Yeah, they did have control of 85% of that game before, kind of crumbling down the stretch, really. And if P.J. Hall makes his free throws in overtime, then that game winner isn't a game winner. It's a double overtime game. Now, Virginia Tech has won 3 straight in the series, but they're only 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. I feel like this Virginia Tech team has been overvalued all season. I feel like Notre Dame's been undervalued. This is a good team. This is a good veteran team with an excellent veteran coach. I think they're being a little disrespected. I kind of agree with your take here that it's either Notre Dame or nothing. All right, staying in the ACC, another big game in the evening, the nightcap. We have Virginia going up against North Carolina. Virginia was able to win easily yesterday, relatively easily. They never make it look easy. That's just Virginia's style of basketball. Now, North Carolina did beat Virginia by 16 points in the only meeting this year. However, Virginia has absolutely owned North Carolina. That win by the Tar Heels this year snapped a 7-game winning streak by UVA. What do we go with? Recent form, talent level. North Carolina is a more talented team. We just saw them coming off that big win at Duke over the weekend. Do they have a letdown from that? What are you seeing in this game?
It wouldn't shock me if they have a letdown in this one. I'm a little bit shocked, and the total continues to go down. If you like North Carolina, then take a shot at the over at 130 now. This one opened up at 134, 133 this morning, continues to pile down. Their last 2 road games, North Carolina, they put up a 94 mark against Duke and 84 points at NC State. So if you like North Carolina, take a shot at the total. If you think it's going to be a dog, ugly UVA game, then I think you missed a good number in a total, but take the plus points on this one. I kind of lean towards North Carolina. Really impressed on how they played against Duke. I think it's a high-scoring game for a North Carolina type game. I like the Tar Heels, but I'm also leaning towards the over. I'm going to see how low this total drops.
Yeah, I like Virginia in this one. Like I said, they've had North Carolina's number. They're one of the few teams that, because that pack line defense, because they're so good at getting back, they don't attack the offensive glass at all. They keep their defense back. They really deny North Carolina its bread and butter, right? Which is those quick hitters. Even off a made basket, North Carolina is the fastest team in the country off a made basket, getting the ball up the floor. Because Virginia can control the tempo, I think they're going to frustrate North Carolina. And let's face it, I've been higher on this North Carolina team than a lot of people this whole season, but they've been erratic. And, I think they peaked last week in that game at Duke. I think they are going to come out and have a flat spot here. I think that it benefits Virginia already having a game in this tournament under their belt. You get those nerves out of the way. I like Virginia, and I like them on the money line in this game. All right, let's flip up to the Big East. We got St. John's, Villanova. Now, we talked about St. John's yesterday. I said I like St. John's to potentially make a run in this tournament, and I really liked them yesterday. They absolutely thrashed DePaul, which was a premium pick winner for myself. This line seems a little short, though, on Villanova, doesn't it? Only 6.5. What's going on with the short price on the Wildcats?
Yeah, I made Nova 8 on this one, so I had to actually double back myself and look at that. I mean, Nova's been playing really good ball. I mean, the only loss was against Connecticut, which they easily should have won that game. I think they only lost by 2 points, if I'm not mistaken. I think Nova has to be a player. I know St. John's thrashed DePaul, but it's DePaul. Mark Aguirre's no longer there. He ain't playing anymore. He's not walking through those doors. I like Nova, a short number, and I think this might drop. A lot of money is coming in on your Johnnies on this one. I will maybe sit back and see if I can get a solid number. I kind of think Nova wins this one. I think Nova wins big.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Nova at -6, -6.5 is a little too much value to pass on. Raphael, does it change the dynamic if I mention that, again, this is essentially a home game for St. John's? Number two, they're 8-2 against the spread in this series. St. John's has played Villanova probably tougher than anyone in the Big East over the last 4 or 5 years. Does that sweeten the pot for you a little bit?
No, I just think talent-wise on paper, of course, we don't play games on paper, but I just like the talent that Nova has. They could easily come in here red hot if it wasn't for that loss to Connecticut on the road. They demolished Butler on the road. They play really well on the road. They beat my Providence that I've been high on all season long on the road.
Providence struggling this afternoon with Butler, by the way. Hoping that my points hold up with Butler. Hang in there, Bulldogs. Keep playing everybody tough. You mentioned Connecticut. That's the next game that we're going to talk about. Seton Hall at Connecticut. Connecticut 4-point favorite. This is a nightcap. Great game right here. Seton Hall had to battle last night. I took the points with Georgetown, and I was able to cash easily. Seton Hall a little lucky that they got away with a win in that game. However, they have won 6 games in a row. Their last loss was against this Connecticut team back on February 16th in stores. Connecticut has been playing well, and they have good talent on their team. They're 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games, but they're just 2-8 against the spread. This team has been a little overvalued, and what do you see in this matchup?
Yeah, I was hoping to get a little bit more points if I wanted to take the Hall on this one. This one's the numbers perfect. I made it around 3.5, came up 4. I was a little shocked on how high the total came up, 135, 134.5, but quickly got demolished all the way down to 131. Here's one of those games. Sit back and watch it. It's going to be fun. I think Connecticut pulls it out on top. I don't know if they're going to cover this one. If I had to choose something, wait to see if you can get a better number on the Hall, because I think the Hall does another backdoor cover.
Yeah, this line is not surprising me that they're coming down because Seton Hall has been so good defensively over the last month. I believe that the under has hit in 7 of their last 8 games. You know me, I'm not a totals player in college basketball, but it's hard not to take notice the length and athleticism that they put out there. I feel like this one's going to be a grinder. It'll probably be in the the low 20s going into halftime. And then we'll see what happens in the second half. But I agree with you. No value on this game unless it's with Seton Hall. Maybe if you want to throw Seton Hall in some teasers tonight, because I don't think that they get run out of the gym. I think they can keep this one competitive. But for me, this is wait and see if either team is playing well enough to take tomorrow. All right. We're going to go – probably should have started with this game because it's the earliest tip of the games that we're talking about. Going out to the Pac-12, Oregon – we're back to Oregon, Colorado. They easily covered yesterday against Oregon State. We were both looking at the Beavers, but the Ducks came out focused, motivated, and really had that game in hand from the jump. No Will Richardson. He did not travel with the team for this. And you know what? Maybe he's been part of the problem. They actually looked better without him yesterday. I know he had an issue where he had to leave the team earlier in the season. Maybe Richardson just isn't meshing with the transfers that came in, and maybe this team is going to play better without him, as a factor. What do you think here? Colorado, they've been a solid team. They've been an overachiever. These two teams split the regular season games. What do we make of Oregon here?
It doesn't matter what I say on this game. We've been bashing the Ducks for I don't know how many weeks. They're going to win this game. I wouldn't be shocked if they win the Pac-12 tournament. I said they weren't going to make the tournament. I thought the Beavers were going to show up yesterday. They didn't. I like the Ducks tonight. I'm laying a soft one. I think the money will come in late on Colorado. You might be able to get a pick 'em out there late. I kind of like the Ducks in this one. They're going to make me look very stupid again, as I thought they were going to be outside looking in on that bubble. But right now they're creeping into that line of looking inside that bubble. Ducks win big.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've been betting against Colorado on the road consistently all season. This Buffs team is not the same team when they get outside of their home gym. Again, I just liked what I saw from Oregon yesterday. They are focused. They are motivated. I think they're the better team. Interestingly, these two teams split this year, but both teams won on the opponent's home floor, which they're both great home teams, so that's kind of odd. But I'm with you. I'll be riding the Ducks in this one. All right, in the nightcap, maybe one of the more consequential games that isn't on a lot of people's radar. I know you're a big Mountain West hoops fan, so you're going to appreciate this one. Great game, Utah State at Colorado State. All right, and Raphael, this is another one of those situations. Colorado State won both meetings in the regular season. Tough to beat a team with equal talent 3 times, especially given the fact that until Colorado State swept those 2 games, Utah State had dominated the series. They had won 7 of 8 meetings coming into the season before losing 2 in a row. Utah State also was able to get that win yesterday against Air Force in a walk, really. And I am a big believer that sometimes it is a major benefit for a team to play that first tournament game and then go up against a team that hasn't played yet. You know, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of nerves. Tournament basketball is different. And when you can work those nerves out, I feel like you have an advantage here. What are you seeing when you look at Utah State, Colorado State?
Last night, I typed up my premium play this morning, or early last night was I was watching a couple movies where I was watching late sports. Had Colorado State -1. Thought about it was going to be 1.5, maybe when I woke up. Oh, 1.5. I'll take the Rams, even though they've beaten them twice in a row. And then I finally go to bed. I wake up, get some coffee. 4. Colorado State's now -4. So I wiped it out. I thought there was no more value on this one. I still think the Rams have value if this number continues to drop. We're seeing some 3.5s right now. Moved to 3.5 when we logged on and started doing this. I think it goes back down to 3. If it goes down to anything lower than 3, I think the Rams are a good play. I think if it continues to be 3.5, 4, then I would not be shocked if it's a nail biter to Utah State. Maybe it does a backdoor cover. Rams do advance, but I think the number is perfect right now. But again, keep an eye on this one because, again, I had the Rams typed up, ready to go for a premium play last night when it was 1.5. And then I guess maybe I slept more than 10 hours because it was 4 when I woke up this morning.
I was set on that being my 7-unit play. If Colorado State was -1, that was going to be a 7-unit play for me today. And I did the same thing. Now, obviously money has come in on the Rams, but why do you think that is? Well, like, that's a significant jump. A 3-point jump like that is significant. You know, the Syracuse Duke line moved 4.5 points, but that was because Buddy Boeheim was out. This is a 3-point line movement based just on money or air. Okay. Can you explain or can you talk about why you think that line movement is and whether or not you think it's justified with the talent level of these two teams?
I think a little bit of both. I think that we saw the last meeting, Colorado State went to Utah State, beat them by double digits. So I think a lot has to do with that. I think people look at, they beat Air Force. That was not a big significant win. I think Colorado State's ranked, probably going to be ranked higher in a tournament. So I think a little bit both has to go on there. People probably looking at the ESPN top polls. There's Colorado State. I'll take them at -1. So I think a lot of public money and junk money came in. Because let's face it, books are not taking big money overnight at 2 in the morning. They're not taking 6 figures. The limits are really, really low, and they're probably moving it on not that big of a significant bet. Now, tonight, right now, you could probably bet a little bit more, and they won't even move the number just because it's daylight, more trading, more money coming in at games. But I think a lot of that line movement was because, let's face it, who's betting at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're only getting one-side action?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, both of our instincts when we saw this opening number were exactly the same. I went from loving Colorado State, wanting to have a 7-unit play on it, to it being a 1-unit play. Now, the more I think about this game and analyze this game this morning, Utah State's tough. And like I said, they've had Colorado State's number. They just pound you on the interior. I will not be surprised if the Aggies pull the upset in this one, even though I still think Colorado State is the best team in this conference. I think they're better than Boise State, and they were my pick to win the Mountain West. So going to be a real interesting game. So, all right, Raphael, I was the one who flamed out and snapped our free play winning streak yesterday. Georgia wasn't even close. But you know what? I'd rather lose a game like that where I was just like completely wrong and they lose by 40 points than some backdoor nonsense half-point loss, okay? So let's get the winning streak back going. I'll let you lead off today. Who's your free play for the Peoples?
I know this one's a kind of an early one, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. We talked about it, and I'm going back to the Ducks. I had it over in the Ducks game yesterday. We're going back to it. The totals dropped 2 points, and I myself like Oregon in this game. I think they win outright, so if I like Oregon, that means it's going to be an Oregon-type game. They're probably going to score in the high 70s. If you're Colorado, you're going to have to compete with that. Colorado can score. They can average 70 points a game in a blink of an eye. We've seen this total go up higher. 138, give me the Ducks on this one. I think this one goes over. I'm a little bit shocked it's not 140. It was 140, got bet down. I like Oregon, Colorado over the total, 138.
All right, my free play. I absolutely love this play. It's probably one of my favorite picks of the day. Why it didn't make it into my rated card was there's just a lot going on this morning. As you know, this is a crazy time of year. I can't believe I left this one out. This should have been one of my top plays. So you guys get it as a free play. I love Richmond today. Richmond -6. I think that game is a blowout. I bet against Rhode Island yesterday. They were laying 9.5 points against Duquesne. They never even came close to covering that number. They didn't look good against a not good Duquesne team. Richmond is one of the most experienced teams in the country. They know exactly who they are. They have a very deliberate style of play. They're coming into this tournament off back-to-back losses, but those losses came against Dayton and St. Bonaventure. And they were competitive and very good in both games, so no shame there. I think that they're one of those teams that are going to benefit from the new life that comes from playing in the conference tournament. I like Richmond in a no-doubter. So, all right, Raphael, as I'm peeking over there, Duke is taking the lead. You are bad luck. That's the problem. Syracuse was winning when we started this video. They are losing now. I'm blaming this entire thing on you. You got anything else that you're looking at tonight or anything else you want to say to the people?
You're gonna blame me, not Bayham, for punching a guy in the gut. I guess that's how it is. But no, this is the fun time of year. This is the time of year, conference tournament, not more March Madness for the first 4 days. This is when line movement is huge. In the first 4 rounds, you're gonna see a lot of -23-point favorites, 30-1 versus 16 seeds. Right now is when a key number, a half a point or a full point, can make you or break you. This is when you need to have more shops. Maybe your book only has one. I can only bet at FanDuel. But you know what? Get a more shop, because half a point or another point can be crucial for you cashing, pushing, or losing. And then when you lose, you jump on social media and bash whoever told you to bet that. It's not a fun time. Get more outs so you can get the best numbers possible.
Yeah, Buddy Boeheim, idiot. But his dad yesterday, even bigger idiot, trying to defend his kid. Jim Boeheim last night was every crappy kid's parents that blame the teacher for their kid not doing well in school or getting in trouble in school rather than blaming their kids. All right, he's Raphael Esparza. I'm Robert Ferringo. We will be back tomorrow with another one of our college hoops handicapping extravaganza videos. In the meantime, carpe diem. Good luck.